It appears that Iran's retaliation against the United States has begun, and it may already be over. Of course, the Iranians said they would retaliate after President Trump authorized strikes on 3 of Iran's nuclear sites over the weekend. And what we know is just a short time ago, the Iranians launched missile attacks targeting the U.S. military base in Qatar. As you can see, the United States has multiple bases in the Middle East with about 40,000 U.S. service members on the ground. The U.S. base in Qatar is the forward base for U.S. Central Command and is home to about 10,000 U.S. troops. That's one of the biggest bases in the area. Now, we know from the Qataris that Qatar's air defenses successfully thwarted the attack and intercepted the Iranian missiles. The Qataris said that the U.S. base had already been evacuated and that these strikes did not result in any death or injury. We also know that the Qataris and the Americans knew something was coming. Obviously, the base was already evacuated, and earlier today, the U.S. Embassy in Qatar urged American citizens in the area to shelter in place. On top of that, Qatar's government had closed its airspace and had suspended flights as a precautionary measure. All of the U.S. bases in that region have been preparing, as we heard over the weekend from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He actually put all of those bases on high alert in anticipation of some kind of Iranian retaliation. So they've been prepared for this, and they have been moving planes and military assets out of the region just in case. Now, we do not know an actual damage assessment at that U.S. base in Qatar at this moment, and we do not know if this is the end of Iran's response. There certainly could be more. Lastly, and most importantly, we do not know if President Trump is going to respond to this. Now, Trump warned Iran in this speech over the weekend that Iran should not target our U.S. bases, personnel, or assets in the region. It is certainly possible that if this is the extent of Iran's response to Trump's strikes over the weekend, and the Qataris are accurate in that no one was injured or killed in this strike, that this could be the end of it. Again, there's a lot we don't know yet, so it's a little early to tell. But what we do know for sure is that the Qataris are pissed. Just a little context, the Qataris really serve as a neutral party in the region. They often host negotiations and bring parties together, including Iran. So the Qataris did not appreciate what just happened. In a statement from their Foreign Affairs Ministry, the Qataris said, "We consider this a flagrant violation of the sovereignty of the state of Qatar, its airspace, international law, and the United Nations Charter. We affirm that Qatar reserves the right to respond directly in a manner equivalent with the nature and scale of this brazen aggression in line with international law."